As you read in the title, today I'm going to give you my exact playbook of how I went from being at absolutely zero to doing 10k a month in the span of 90 days. Just to give you a little bit of backstory, right before I got into doing what I was doing to get me to $10,000 a month, I was making about, say, 1 to 2k, maybe 3k some months. So I was pretty down bad compared to where I wanted to be. And bear in mind, I was trying lots of different business models which were trending at the time and people were making thousands and thousands of dollars from it. But every time I tried them, it simply didn't work to the level of what was being shown. Now, I'm not saying that they were at fault. Maybe I was doing things wrong, which probably was the case. However, I was very, very close to losing hope. But then that's when everything turned around and changed. The best thing about everything that I'm about to share today, that it's completely free. I don't care if you're 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 25 years old, you can completely follow what I'm about to show you and start making a lot more than what you are currently making. One thing that I do want to express and make very, very fucking clear, what I'm about to teach you or what I'm about to give you the steps of doing is not easy to do. The returns are very high, yes. The stakes are very low because it's $0 investment on your end. However, it's not something that's very easy to do. Now, I'm not saying it's insanely difficult. However, don't think you can just lay there and put in a couple Forex trades and make $10,000 a month, because that's not what this is. So without further ado, here's exactly what I did. Ever since I was about 16, 17 years old, I'm 21 now for reference, I was always learning about sales, just bits and bobs, nothing way too serious, but I always had a background knowledge of selling, how it worked, what a good sales process looks like, etc, etc. And I spent my years just bettering my communication overall, just speaking to friends, making new friends, socializing, and just focusing on understanding people better. And fast forward a couple of years, at the age of 19, I believe, that's when I got into remote closing. Before then, I had a couple other sales jobs. I was a appointment setter. I done door-to-door sales. I was selling online as well, like on Instagram, building Instagram businesses, cold outreaching to people, and then making money that way. However, I made nowhere near what I made with them compared to what I made with remote closing. And to give you the exact playbook on what you need to be doing if you want to take advantage of an opportunity like this, it is literally so simple to get into. I want you to go onto your phone right now, go onto Instagram and just type in anything agency. Type in e-commerce agency. Type in, I don't know, Amazon FBA agency. Type in SMMA. Whatever agencies that you can think of, just type them in. And what Instagram will do is it will give you the biggest accounts. They'll typically have like the most followers. Most of them will be verified. And what I want you to do is just do a very, very simple cold outreach message and say something along the lines of, hey, my name is X. I've had a certain amount of years of experience. I've studied XYZ person and I can add a lot of value to the team by being a remote closer for you. Look, I don't want anything from you to begin with. I want to work purely on commission, which they'll expect you to say anyway, but still it's a good look for you to show that you're open to work just for commission. And you say to them, look, I trust myself so much. I don't want you to give me 10, 20, 30 leads that you've paid for. Give me 5 leads, whether they are new or whether they are old. They may have been a no-show, something like that. And if I close one of them, at least at the minimum deal size, give me some more leads. Most of these agencies have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of leads which have gone semi-cold, or most of them are just no-shows from a couple of weeks ago which are still interested that you could reach out to and get them to pay. Let's say you've done this with like 30, 40, 50 agencies. Bear in mind, these are small numbers. Ideally, if you want to do this, you want to do a little bit more than that. But hypothetically, you reach out to 50, you got 5 interviews, 3 of them said yes, you decided the one that you wanted to go with. Here's what you do now. You play the smart game, right? You become friends with their best closer at that time. I'm not saying you need to suck up to anyone, just be a nice person, reach out to them, be like, hey, is it okay if we get on a call? I just kind of want to ask you a couple of questions about what you're doing. Most closers have a big ego and they like being asked questions. So most of the time they'll be like, yeah, sure. I'm happy to help. Jump on a call with them, ask them some questions, and also keep the conversation casual. Don't just make it out to be like you're trying to get something from them. Form a little relationship, and on a daily basis, here's how I want you to split up your day. One half you're going to spend on learning about sales, whether you're going to pay for something and then learn that way, or if you want to take the free route, just go onto YouTube. There's plenty of materials there to get you to a certain level. I'm not saying that YouTube is going to get you to the highest level, but it will get you to the point where you can close the average decent lead. The other half of the day, I want you to be asking questions. Ask them, hey, what do you do in this scenario? What do you do in that scenario? This is going to help prepare you. When I got into my remote closing role, I spent, I think it was 7-8 days just really cracking down on how the format of my call is going to look like, what are the most common questions asked, what are the most common objections within this field, just speaking to the current closer there. And when I felt ready, and I'd done exactly what I'm telling you, you split half day learning about sales, right? Maybe reading a book, maybe just watching free content, watching podcasts, things of that nature. And then the other half, communicating, understanding the business better. You're going to have so much of an easier time because I done exactly that. And here's how my 5 calls went because I done the exact same thing. The first call, I got a deposit. The second call I closed, the third call I closed as well, and the other 2 I could not close. However, that was more than enough for me to get my own calendar where I had paid ads running directly to my calendar, I had leads booking in, and from there on, the rest was literally history. To be even more exact with you, in my 3rd month, I done about £7,600, which is like $10,000, right? And then from there on, it was just constantly increase. However, I don't want you to get carried away. It might take you a little bit longer to get to that point. However, I know that it's completely possible, but enough of that. So once you've actually completed step 1 and step 2, just to quickly round back, step 1 was actually acquiring the job in the first place. Step 2 was doing your research, improving your knowledge and your understanding. At this point, you should feel ready. You should have a sense of confidence that if I get on a call with someone, I'm going to close them. And this is where the final piece of the puzzle comes in. It's simply time to close. The art of closing is very complicated. However, on this video, I'm going to give you some basic pointers on things that you can look out for and things that you should research before you jump on these calls. Number 1 is objection handling. Yes, it's very, very important. Number 2 is how do you build social proof? How do you leverage the social proof of the company that you're working for? Number 3, how do you make sure a lead shows up? Because if they don't show up, I don't give a shit what else you do, you can't get them to pay. Number 4, understanding their pain points. Number 5, figuring out how you tie their pain points into the solutions that you guys offer as a company. Just researching these 5 things, the average Joe, I promise you, you will be able to close them. And the last thing I want to leave you with, because I don't want to make this video too long, I just want you to watch this, get straight to action if this is something that you're serious about. The last thing is never stop trying to improve. Never get lazy, never get complacent. Even today, at the stage where I'm at, every single day I force myself to learn something new about my craft, to better myself, to understand more about the psychology of the buyer and how I am supposed to be as the person that's selling this thing, improving my presenting skills. There's so many things I can go down the list of. However, the main point is never stop trying to improve, because the better that you get as a closer, the more money you're going to make. And believe me when I say closing has literally changed my life. But anyway, that's all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found value in it. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, because there will be more coming out. But yeah, take care.